This tank is the Mauschen. This is a German Tier 9 heavy tank. The map is Siegfried Line. I've already taken 2 shots. They just occurred. You can see they both hit me right there. You get a pretty good idea of what the angle is because I have my gun pointed towards the enemy. Both shots were from a Progetto 46. The first one blocked 240 damage. The second one blocked 240 damage. So that's actually a pretty good angle that I had against this Progetto. Now, I'm going to block 6,000 damage in this game. And I'm going to show you the method that I used to do it. What I'm doing right now, I do not advise that you do. This is actually a really bad idea. The big problem with blocking damage is either being up against people that can fire a lot of heat rounds, allowing people to shoot at your weak spots, or being in a position that has a lot of crossfire. This position has a lot of crossfire. And the reason why is because I can take shots from this guy over here in the north, from the tanks over there in front of me, and from the tanks coming over here. So what I recommend you do is go out to where the Progetto is, clear that out and control that area, and do the blocking from there. If you do it from here, you can get flanked from behind if you do it where the buildings are. But I'm still going to block 6,000, so let's watch what happens. The Progetto fired another shot at me. He hit me right there, so you can see that there's a shot that looks like it penetrated, but it may have penetrated the spaced armor on the Mauschen, but not the hull armor. So I want him to shoot at me. That obviously hit me right there near the machine gun port. I've already blocked 960 damage, so I need to block 7,000, and I've already gotten 1/7 of the way there. So you can see that the J Panther hit me for 341. He hit me right there on the lower plate next to the tracks. The T-25/2, it's going to be a little bit difficult to find. He got blocked on what's called the left cheek, which is on my turret to the left of the gun. Now you can see that the angle that I'm taking here is actually pretty good for the J Panther in front of me, which is why I blocked his shot, but it's not good for the Progetto who hit me on the side. So you can see the Progetto hit me right there on the turret, and he did some damage, which I'm guessing is 240. It didn't show up in the report yet. And I blocked 320 by the J Panther. So now I'm trying to come up with an angle that is good against the Progetto and the J Panther. And what I'm doing is I'm pointing one corner of my tank towards the Progetto and the other corner towards the J Panther. So basically what you're doing is you're making a triangle. You're drawing a line between the snipers out there and the Progetto, that line, and you're making the front parallel to that line. This is not perfect. I should probably rotate it a little bit more towards the Progetto. But you're going to have all sorts of problems with this angle because now people can shoot my turret from all sorts of directions. That's why I was saying it's better. Like right now, my turret is vulnerable against the Progetto, which is why it's better to be in the position that the Progetto is in. If I were in his location, I wouldn't have this problem. Okay, so I got 491 damage. I'm up to 1,520 blocked. I blocked against the T-34B. You know, I lost track. Maybe he's the one who hit right under the, maybe he hit me right there and he penetrated the space armor, but not the hull. Okay, so that was 2 shots. A T-25AT and a J Panther, both 320 damage, both using AP rounds. You know what? I'm not going to, because of the way it's showing, I'm not able to zoom out basically. But it looks like I think I was able to get a glance that one of them hit the upper turret. And it looks like there's a shot on the upper plate, which is to the left of the machine gun. You can see it at the top of the screen next to the number 12. I'll point at it with the mouse right over here, and I think the other shot hit over here. Let's see if we can get a better look. Yeah, it looks like one shot hit here, and maybe the other shot hit here. There's two shots right on top of each other. So you can see this is not a good place to do blocked by armor. I'm up to 2,500. I have weak guns shooting at me. You can see he hit me right here underneath. This is called the gun sight. The gunner is looking through that hole. Okay, so the Progetto, I'm guessing he hit me right here on the lower side. So I got a big problem here. I turned my gun. He hit me over here on the side, but I didn't turn the hull of my tank. You see, I was too slow to turn the hull of my tank. That shot appears to have hit me right there on the side. Now I'm at a better angle that he can't penetrate. The J Panther hit me up here in the corner. So I've got a situation where I have to keep adjusting my hull and my turret. It's really bad. Maybe he hit me under the gun sight, or maybe he hit me right here. Okay, I'm going to say that there's a good chance he hit me right here, which indicates that he might be using the auto aim, because the auto aim is aimed towards the center of the tank, and this is kind of in the direction of where he would be aiming at if he was using the auto aim. So that's one way, a little trick you can use to tell if someone's using auto aim or not. That was 400 blocked. I'm up to 3840, and I'm trying to be out in the open. I'm trying to entice them to shoot at me. You want to make sure you're spotted, so you do have to fire your gun once in a while. As you can see, I was not spotted. It looks like the Progetto hit me right there, which means I do have a good angle against the Progetto. I did 560 damage against the T-34. Maybe he hit me right there, which I'm guessing is a penetration through spaced armor. I got 4,000 blocked by armor. You can see I'm trying to keep one corner pointing towards one tank, the other corner pointing towards the other tank. It's not a great angle. I didn't do a great job of doing it, but that's what the general idea is. And I don't want my gun pointed. I don't want to show the side of my turret towards the Progetto. It looks like I got hit right on the mantlet there, which was 320 blocked by the T-25 AT. Okay, so we got the T-25. Maybe he hit me right there, over here. And I got hit by the Progetto, which I'm not sure where he hit me. But I'm guessing that might have been the shot right there. I'm up to 4880, blocked. He penetrated me right there on that turret. I'm up to 5,120. I'm going to get 6,000 blocked by armor, and I got 1,500 damage right now. I need 3,000 damage to complete my mission. I'm going to show you the mission, HT-12 sturdy armor for the Object 260. You might think that this is a difficult mission. It's actually not difficult. It's actually easy to do. Okay, so the STRV, I blocked 390 damage against the STRV. Perhaps that's his shot right there. He's a very dangerous tank, so I'm worried that he could penetrate me, and perhaps this is where one of these two shots might be where the Progetto just penetrated me. I'm going to say that it's got to be this one, because this is where the ammo rack is, and he did damage my ammo rack. So I blocked his next shot, which I guess was either the gun mantlet or that side there. I'm really not sure. Wasn't paying close enough attention. I'm up to 5,750 blocked by armor. I've got 700 hit points left. I could easily finish this mission. One of the mistakes that I'm making is that the Progetto moved into a firing position, and I'm showing him the side of my turret because I'm looking at that T10. That's the mistake that I made. So you can see that the STRV penetrated me, the Progeno ricocheted. Not sure where the STRV penetrated me. Somebody hit me right there in the front of my turret, which must have been the STRV. And the Progetto hit me, I guess he hit me right there above the German emblem. I'm probably not going to block any more damage in this game. So now obviously I got to position my armor to be towards those tanks, but they could easily take me out with a heat round or with a well-placed APCR round. So as you can see, I'm taking this angle is actually pretty good. It's not the absolute safest angle, but it's not such a bad angle. It is a bad angle against the low, but his gun is not pointed towards me. So the T10 hit me with a heat round, which is why he took me out of the game. I'm not going to be able to block his heat round. That's 5,990 damage blocked and 2,000 damage. I was 10 blocked short of completing the mission and 1,000 damage short of completing the mission. This tank is the Mauschen. This is a German Tier 9 heavy tank, and the map is Tundra. I am going to block 5,400 damage in this game. I'm working on a mission to block damage. And notice that I wasn't in the proper angle. The other damage that I took from the UDAS and the T-44, they hit me on the side. This is more of a typical angle that I would use if I were playing with a normal tank. You really want the gun a little bit more on the inside of the track. But because it's spaced armor, I want a far more aggressive angle. You can see that I blocked on the T110E5. The low fired an APCR round. The T110E5 fired an AP round. And I have blocked 640 damage so far. So look, that's the angle that I'm using. That's a really good angle for this type of tank. Because it has spaced armor, you want the enemy to shoot at that spaced armor, especially if they have heat rounds. So I'm taking that aggressive armor to try and encourage them to shoot for the side of my tank. So you can see that the those two tanks bounced off my armor. And I am really good. I block, easily 6, 7, 8,000. I've had 10,000 blocked by armor games, more than one. So I've gotten really good at blocking armor. I'm up to 1,800 blocked so far. And the other thing that's good about blocking armor is that the enemy team, when they're firing shots that don't penetrate, it really hurts their game. I mean, I win a lot of games just by blocking lots of armor because the enemy's gun is not damaging anything. One of the things that you want to do, you got to angle not only your hull, but you want to angle your turret. So basically, the way I figure it out is I point my gun. Let's say you use the auto aim. It's the easiest way to do it because the auto aim is going to lock on that target no matter how you move. You use the auto aim. Notice that the gun, I don't have the best angle. I could take a more aggressive angle where the gun is outside the corner, but in this case it isn't. If you look at the direct overhead, it's not outside the corner. You want it to be outside the corner. I could rotate my tank a little bit more, and when you rotate the hull, the turret, you want to point the corners towards the enemy tank. You don't want the enemy to see it flat side. You want that corner to be pointed towards the enemy. So let's see what happens. And I'm not perfect at playing. There's still a little bit of practice I have to do. Okay, so right now my gun is no longer pointed directly at the enemy. The corner was pointed at the object 705. Right now, okay, you see how I'm turning the turret? You do want to keep it moving. Now we've got it. The T110E5 has taken a more aggressive position. The low did hit me with an APCR round, and the Object 705 bounced. Let's see if we can figure out where they're hitting. There is a mod where you can view the location where there was a penetration against your tank. However, I'm not running that mod. You can see that that one was a ping off of the frontal armor. I'm up to 3,400 damage blocked by armor. When I first started working on this mission, as soon as I make this mission done, I'm going to win the Object 260. My goal was to figure out how to block lots of damage. It wasn't about doing damage in the game. So in other games, I'm going to block lots of armor and do a lot of damage, but this is not going to be one of those games. Or maybe it will be, I don't know. So I'm up to 4,600 damage. It's hard to see where they're hitting. But you can see I always keep that angle. The only one who's been penetrating me has been that low. And the Foch hit me with a heat round. Where's that Foch? The Foch appears to be directly in front of me. I got 5,400 blocked by armor. Let's see if we can figure out where that Foch is. My commander is dead. Okay, so that was a hit by the Object 705. Unfortunately, I can't tell where he hit. And there was a Foch. It looks like the Foch hit me right at that location. It is spaced armor. I'm surprised that he penetrated, but that's apparently what happened. Oh no, he didn't penetrate. It was blocked. It was 750 blocked by armor. Okay, unfortunately, I can't see where the shot came in. Let's see if we can figure it out. It doesn't show where I got hit. I cannot tell where those tanks hit me. So the low hit me with an APCR round, and the Object 705 hit me with an HE round. And that was a shot by the Foch. It looks like he hit me right next to the gun. Those heat rounds, I haven't found a way to master defending against the heat rounds yet. So this is a shot that the Challenger hit me on the lower plate. You can see on the lower plate that there's a mark where he hit me, and I blocked 150 damage from that shot. So obviously there's going to be more shots coming in. You can see that my angle is okay. There's a notification of the damage that I blocked. It's going to be a slow game, playing at a quarter speed. I'm going to block a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. There's going to be lots of tanks shooting at me. But that's actually a really good angle. And I'm angled at the heavy tanks in front of me. Okay, so you can see that that one hit right to the left of my gun. And it was the M103. And the Scorpion hit me. I'm sorry, I didn't see where the Scorpion hit me. Okay, so it looks like the Scorpion hit right to the lower right under my gun near the mantle. So I blocked the M103 right there for 400 damage with an AP round, and that's a Scorpion G shot, 490 damage with an AP round. I'm up to 1,040 blocked by armor already. I'm only going to get 4,800 in this game, which isn't enough to complete the mission. Okay, so it looks like that one, there was a shot from the M103, and there's definitely a shot that hit near the track. So I see a mark right there where that track is. I don't know if that's from the M103 or not. Okay, so it says I blocked 400 damage on the M103. Somebody missed. Okay, so the Challenger hit me for 150. I don't see a mark where he hit me. It looks like he hit me right on that gun mantlet. I haven't taken any damage yet. Okay, so that was at the gun mantlet. That was an M103. He also was firing a regular AP round. So you can see that the angle that I'm taking is really good. They're tending to shoot towards my turret. I'm sorry that it's so slow. Okay, so the Challenger hit me on the turret. That was 150 damage. The Scorpion fired an AP round. He hit me on the lower plate. So I do have to be worried a little bit about the lower plate. Now, the problem that I have is I don't know where I got hit in the game. You know, I have no idea that I was hitting the lower plate. Sometimes I do check, but usually I just can't tell. There's so many spots on the tank. Have no idea. If you're not actively checking after every shot where you get hit, then you'll just have no idea where you got hit. So the Challenger looks like he hit me. He hit me right there next to the light, and it looks like the M103 hit me on the gun mantlet. The Challenger was a AP round, and the M103 was an AP round. The Scorpion G hit me on that lower plate, and he did penetrate him up to 2690, blocked by armor. Taking a more aggressive angle to try to turn that lower plate. Scorpion G bounced. I'm not sure where he hit. If you do see someone shooting heat rounds at you, definitely, if you have spaced armor, show them your spaced armor. I'm up to 3180, blocked by armor. You definitely want to be spotted in the game in order to entice enemy tanks to shoot at you. I have tried using the enhanced torsion bars to make the hit points of the tracks higher so they wouldn't track me as much. I wasn't happy with that. I was still getting tracked. Right now I'm testing the repair kit, the tool kit. I am worried about my hit points, which is why I'm reversing a little bit. So the toolkit is supposed to repair your tracks faster. It takes too long to repair the tracks. I don't have repair on my crew skills sufficient. I have it maybe on 1 or 2 out of maybe 5 crew members. So it's not really enough. I really need to have it on more of my crew members. Okay, so an SU-130 PM bounced off me. I'm sorry that I really don't know where he hit me. Who hit me? Okay, I don't know who hit me next, but it looks like maybe somebody hit me right there on the side of the turret. It was the Oni bounced with an AP round. The Scorpion G, I guess he hit me on the lower plate. So that's the 3rd time he hit me on that lower plate. And he's just firing AP rounds. I really don't have a good angle. Okay, so we're going to talk about what I may have done wrong with my angle. I did something really stupid with the angle. I was pointing my tank out towards that Challenger. I should have been pointing it towards this hill, more of a side scraping position. By doing that, it would be much harder for that Scorpion G to hit me. So that was one of the mistakes that I made. So I blocked another 520 on the SU-130. I don't know where he hit me. You'll notice that I am aiming the corner of my turret in the direction towards the Challenger. The Challenger did not penetrate. It looks like he hit my front plate based on where the explosion is. The Scorpion G did penetrate. It looks like he hit my lower plate, which makes it the 4th time that he penetrated me. The Oni may have hit me right there on that turret. And I was killed by the artillery. So that was 4,880 blocked by armor. As you can see, almost all of the damage was done by that Scorpion G. And the Scorpion G is way out there in the distance. He has not been spotted yet in this game. He's a deadly threat. I did use the wrong angle for most of this game. I should have pointed the left corner of my tank in the direction of the Scorpion G. But what I did wrong is right now I've got the front pointed towards the Scorpion G, and at the beginning I had the right corner pointed towards the Scorpion G, which was the wrong angle. This tank is a Type 5 heavy. This is a Japanese Tier 10 heavy tank, and the map is Sand River. I'm going to do some blocking damage. I'm going to block 8,700 damage. I don't know how much damage I'm going to do or any of that other stuff. So basically, I want the enemy to shoot at me. I want you to be aware that this tank does have spaced armor on the side, which does change the tactics that you use. I want to be far away from the enemy so that it's hard for them to hit my weak spots. I want the distance snipers to shoot at me. There's going to be problems with all of this because let's look at the enemy heavy tanks. We've got a T-57 heavy. The artillery can do damage, so you got to be careful with the artillery. Not worried about the STRV. I would worry about maybe the T-30. I don't know about the Object 704. If an autoloader gets to your side, it can do a lot of damage. The Rheinmetall Borsig does not have a high pen gun. Scorpion G can. I got a lot of penetrations, but it was against the Maushan, and this is a Type 5 heavy. I'm not really that worried about it. Maybe the STRV could be trouble. And he's likely to be up against, there he is. So I took a wild shot. He damaged me on the first shot. You know, I can't see where the damage is. And he bounced on the second shot. And the artillery hit me. The STRV bounced again, so I've blocked 780 so far. Notice that angle. The angle that I'm taking right now is not good. This is not really a good angle for blocking damage. I need to be spotted. I need to attract their incoming fire. Okay. So, it won't let me... okay, there it is. This is not a good angle. It would be good if I didn't have... the spaced armor. For a regular tank, this is a good angle. But because I have the spaced armor, there's a better angle to use. So my concern is that STRV, he penetrated me 3 times already. I need the angle to defend against that STRV. Look at all that damage. I'm already up to 4,300, and it's only been 3 minutes in the game. So you can see I got, it looks like a penetration on, I believe that's a driver hatch where he opens it to look when he's driving. And on the cupola. They are nailing me. Looks like the machine gun took a hit. I'm up to 4,700 blocked. I'm up to 5,700 blocked. I don't know what the replay speed is right now. It's so confusing. I'm up to 6,700 blocked. Okay, that's half speed. 7,200 blocked. I've got a damaged gun. I've used both of my repair kits. I can't repair my driver. So I'm going to have a little bit of trouble doing damage. Okay, so I got 594 on the Maushan. I'm up to 1,700 damage, 8,200 blocked by armor. But they're going to kill me soon. So I blocked a heat round from the SU-130. I'm up to 8,700 damage. So I completed the requirement for blocking damage, but I haven't completed the requirement for dealing damage, and I'm out of the game. So the final shots, the Rheinmetall Borsig fired 2 APCR rounds for 490 damage that were both blocked. The SU-130 fired 2 heat rounds. The first one was blocked for 520, and the second one did damage for 369, which took me out of the game. I did 1,700 damage, 8,760 blocked. I did not complete the mission. I did the armor efficiency, but I didn't do enough damage. So the problems with this were that there were a lot of penetrations, and I couldn't do repairs to my gun, for example. And I didn't have the best angle. So even as my tank is dead, the angle's okay. It's really not good enough. This tank is a Type 5 heavy. This is a Japanese Tier 10 heavy tank. The map is Murovanka. I'm going to do a mission to block armor. I'm only going to block 6,700. I've done a lot more. It's not difficult, and the key is to find the right position. Let's look at what the enemy's made up with. Not worried about the top 2 tanks. The Object 430U, I believe that they have heat rounds. Progetto, you don't want to have him on your side because he's an autoloader. He can take a lot of your hit points away. E75, I don't think has a powerful gun. The 430, I don't know. T95 at close range can definitely do damage. IS-3A from the side and the P44. The STRV can do damage. So we really got to watch out for the STRV and maybe the 430U. The rest of them I'm not really worried about. So I decided to come up to this position because I want to be spotted. I don't want them to shoot at my allies. I want them to shoot at me. Unfortunately, I took a lot of damage early on. I got hit by that T95 for 738 damage, and I got hit by the Kronwagen. So we're going to replay. We're going to take a look at this again and see exactly what happened. I accidentally had it fast forward. Okay, so why won't it let me show? This is the angle, and it's okay. It's a pretty good angle. I am going to sneeze. You're welcome. Okay. Got spotted. That's okay. That's not a good angle. I way over angled because I got spotted. I probably panicked. Oh, I should not have done that. Oh, and I got hit again. So I had a really bad angle. I think what happened was I panicked and I wasn't thinking. If I had a faster vehicle, it would have been fine. But with this, it wasn't. So I bounced the Chrysler 320. The angle's not that good. I bounced the T95. It's going to be a little bit hard to see where they're hitting. That's a good angle. I'm up to 2,100 blocked by armor. 2,500 blocked by armor. The STRV did penetrate me. Okay, this is a really bad angle right there. I was lucky he hit me with a heat round, and that was another heat round. But they did not penetrate, and I blocked the T95. I'm up to 4,200 blocked by armor. My angle is okay. It could be better. That angle's not that great. I could do a much better angle. And like I said, I want them to hit me, so I want to be out in the open. I got 500 damage. So his heat round, once again, did not go in. Once again, did not go in. I got penetrated by the STRV with an APCR round. I bounced, well, the Chrysler hit my track, and I bounced the T95 for 750, so I'm up to 5,800 blocked by armor. The Kronwagen did penetrate me, and then he bounced. Still not a good angle. I'm up to 6,700 blocked by armor, but I'm on low hit points. I could easily be taken out of the game, which is probably what's going to happen. Bad angle right there. You don't want to go head on. You want to zigzag when you advance on the enemy so that they're fighting against the corner of your tank, not head on. They're less likely to penetrate. I do need to do damage. I'm aware that I've got a lot of blocked, and I want to get some damage in the game, which is why I'm advancing. And advancing is tough. I really felt that the SCRV had too many shots on me. I was worried about him being able to hit me. I think I'm going to get killed from somebody over here. You can see that the enemy is advancing. We're in a tough position right now. And that's going to be the tank that probably takes me out of the game. Okay, so I did 6,700 blocked by armor. Okay, so basically, I was able to block a lot of heat rounds and a lot of APCR rounds. The ones that penetrated me was basically when I showed my side armor. That was the majority of the penetrations, except for perhaps one hit by a heat round from the Kronwagen. This tank is the Mauschen. It's a German Tier 9 heavy tank, and it's got spaced armor on the side and possibly even on the front. And you can take a very aggressive angle when you're trying to block damage with this tank. This angle might be a little bit too aggressive. This is going to be at least at the maximum angle that you want to take. You don't want to go any further than that. So you want to keep that gun on the outside of the corner of your track, but not so far. This might be a little bit too much. And I know it's going to be too much for this game. I'm not going to block a lot of damage in this game. I have a website which is standupcomedy.org. Every day there's great videos from great comedians. There's like 40 or 50 videos every day. For today, I'm going to show you today's videos, June 7th. This is Seth Green from Austin Powers. We got Jimmy Fallon doing an interview. It's not on his show. John Heffron, funny comedian. He did Last Comic Standing. Jimmy Kimmel with Ellen DeGeneres. Dana Carvey on Conan. Jeff Ross. Tim Allen. Someone you don't care about. Tom Hanks. Kevin Hart. Alec Baldwin. And these are all clips where they appeared. Oh, come on, load the page. They all appeared on TV or on some show today. So we got another one with Dana Carvey and with Kevin Hart. We've got another Kevin Hart. We've got Will Sasso. This guy is hilarious. We got James Corden, Jerry Seinfeld. He's talking about Seinfeld reboot. Fred Armisen, David Spade about his new talk show. James Corden. This is some guy I don't know. Sean Locke. Dave Attell. Okay, so these are the previous day. This is where we get into the previous day. Is this guy over here, Rob Hayes? I must have liked his comedy, otherwise I would not have added it. So there's got to be like 50 just from today. Patton Oswalt. This is some movie that was a lot of big actors like Dana Carvey, James Corden. Cher, of course, is a great comedian. She's on Howard Stern. Alec Baldwin, Louis Anderson, Lee Mack is really funny. I know you don't know who he is. Kumail Nanjiani, Seth Green again. Liam Gallagher, this is not a comedian. Dana Carvey with Conan. Dana Carvey, Lisa Lampanelli, she's not that funny. Lisa Lampanelli, she's got a new talk show coming up. Conan O'Brien, this is not obviously going to be a great clip, but every day, great clips. I also have electionnews.org, which is where the real comedy is. All the candidates are here. Oh, you know what? I should go back and show you. These are like all the big comedians. Aziz Ansari, Bill Burr, Brian Regan, Dane Cook, Jeff Ross, Jim Gaffigan. So if I click on somebody like who has a lot, I know that Mark Normand has a lot. Mark Normand is one of the big up-and-coming comedians. He's very funny. And I got a lot of videos with him, and it's all recent stuff. You can see today is June 7th, so he had 2 videos yesterday, 2 videos on the 2nd, on the 29th, on the 25th. So like once a week, he's getting a video coming up. Let's check. Kevin Hart has videos all the time. If you like him, there's like 5 videos a day of him. Let's check Dane Cook. Slow. While we're checking Dane Cook. Okay, so I've got a lot of SNL people. These are the SNL people. These are actors like Mark Wahlberg, Owen Wilson, Steve Carell. We've got all the TV shows like Jim Jeffries, Howard Stern, Conan O'Brien, John Oliver, Seth Meyers. So Dane Cook, he was on Comedy Central June 4th, June 3rd, June 2nd, he was on Kimmel Live. June 2nd, he was on some podcast. May 24th, this is with Tom Green on the Larry King Show. On the 22nd, he was with Bert Shyster, whatever his name is. I don't know his name, but it's a great site. So let's go to the election site. We've got all the Democrats. There's a little bit of Trump news, and the reason why there's not a lot is because if I included Trump, there would just be so much news about him that it would just distract people. So I've got all the candidates. We've got facts like about the Electoral College, and when I say facts, it's stuff like how does it work. It's factual stuff, the history, biography. We've got opinion for different issues like taxes, gun control, etc., and some other boring stuff that you really don't care about. And it's updated every day. So again, look, Bernie Sanders. Today is June 7th. We've got a prediction. We've got him speaking on some TV network. Yesterday, he was Time Magazine did a piece on him. There was also something that looks like CNN and Fox did something on him. This is June 6th. This is just yesterday. MSNBC yesterday. MSNBC, Elizabeth Warren is talking about him. This is a podcast, which was also yesterday. This is Fox News yesterday. This was the day before yesterday, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, 2 days ago. This is some TikTok is Bloomberg, perhaps. MSNBC 2 days ago. Fox Business 2 days ago. 3 days ago, he was on another network you don't care about, CBSN. So all the coverage that he gets on all the major networks, you can go watch all those stories. You can watch all these boring people like Jill Stein, who's never in the news. She goes weeks without being in the news. Andrew Yang is in the news quite often. So you can see we've got him on June 6th, on June 3rd, on June 4th, on May 29th, on the 25th, on the 24th. So he's in every couple of days. He's in the news. So we'll look at the opinion pieces. It's things like, why are young Americans? They go and they ask questions. This is a JLE show, so there is going to be some comedy. We've got some guy just talking about some stuff you don't care about. Elon Musk stating his opinion on something. This is a TED Talk. This is from the Atlantic magazine. You know, it's an opinion piece. Why? Fox, comparison between Canada and the U.S. So this is a debate on a network like Good Morning Britain. There's international news about U.S. elections. So there's a lot of good information here, and I'm going to be making more sites over time. Check the sites out. It's standup-comedy.org and election-news.org. And of course, this will carry on beyond the 2020 election.